Well, hello and welcome back everyone to another behind the scenes video with me, Visual Pony. Oh god, I'm still not much awake from my last recording, which you might have seen 2 days ago. But, well, I guess that's just the fun of being a content creator, isn't it? As they always say, the show must go on. So, I have now chosen this little story here by James Pfill, which is also, that link. Also not very long, 1,100 words. But, you know, we have recorded stories of that author before, and I actually like their style. So when I saw this one, I didn't have much against the idea of reading it. In other words, let's begin. Alright, another story fully recorded, and another funny one at that. Pony&Wolf, edit 1, raw, that by James Pfill. I must seriously say, this author, 9 times out of 10, they get me, like, with stuff that I wouldn't expect at all. So I love it. I love it. And that's why I like narrating stories from James Pfill. They're just good. Where is it? There. Okay. Okay. Yeah, working on these audiobooks sometimes yields very interesting results, to say the very least. Especially if you don't, if you only know the author but you haven't, read the story in its entirety. Personally, I must say stories like that are just... Those are one of the reasons why I still do these pony stories. Because it's just amazing. It's just funny. Because something that you must understand, I don't have a lot to laugh about in my life. And stories like that make me laugh. And that's always good. No, the backup file can be deleted. And this story is also a bit older. It's at this point 3 years old, from 2019 actually. So it's weird that in the hottest stories search, mostly older stories come up. Or most liked stories, And the thing is, I'm looking for recent. I'm also looking for recent stories, but most of it really is from like 2013 to 2019. Which is weird. Are there no good stories coming out anymore? I mean, I can't believe that. At all. But I must say, the recording of this one was quick. That's at least something. And I'm sorry if I'm not talking much, but I'm trying to concentrate. And the big problem right now is, since I only slept around 2 hours last night, it's a bit hard to do so. Also, my new medication makes it even harder. Because it's a sedative that, oh gosh, has some serious side effects. I hope I'm not slurring my words too badly. Because that's one, like, basically when I take that stuff, I'm basically high. Haven't taken my dose for today yet because I wanted to record. Which also means I do have a bit of pain. Those are painkillers. But if I do take them, then I'm not capable of doing anything. Which isn't good for anyone involved. Medication like that is always a double-edged sword. Sure, I'm not completely without pain when I take that stuff, but it goes down to a level where I'm at least more comfortable. Problem is, I should take them 2 times a day. I don't really want to, because if I do, then I'll take them in the morning, basically be completely useless for the entirety of the day, and then take them in the evening and basically just drop dead and sleep. So I don't really want to do that. Simply because, well, if I did that, it would be bad. I've done that for, I think, 2 or 3 days, and the thing is just, seriously, I can't do anything. I sat here and tried to watch a YouTube video. I couldn't follow it. I don't even really remember what the video was about. It's because these painkillers work on your central nervous system, meaning directly on the brain. And I don't think that I'm doing too well taking those. Because there's a peripheral nervous system, and then there's the central nervous system. And your peripheral nervous system, that's everything outside of the brain. So your spine, your everything that's in your extremities, everything outside of your brain is not central nervous system. Well, I think the spine might be considered central nervous system, but I'm not entirely sure right now. Again, I'm not 100% there yet. So don't quote me on this. So stuff that is affecting the central nervous system, that's always a double-edged sword, because it can have some serious side effects. And I read the list of side effects of that medication, and oh my goodness, there's one side effect that says getting irritable with people, getting aggressive towards other people. Another one is suicide. Another one is being impotent. So losing the ability to procreate. Yeah, it is a bit hard. It's actually not simply a painkiller. This is a medication that has been developed originally to treat epilepsy. And another reason why I don't want to take it like twice a day is one of the side effects is addiction. And there is a history of that in my family. And I don't want to risk it. Even says in the notes on it that if there is a history of addiction in your family, then you should be very careful with this medication. And so I am. Believe me, I am very, very careful. Maybe I'll rest a bit after this, though it's very doubtful that I'll do, because I'm not too hopeful that I will decide to do that, because there is still so much to do, and I am kind of a workaholic when it comes to this stuff. So and now add 2 stereos. Make that like this. And now we have to add music and at least a few sound effects. Oh. Phew, and that's everything. Let's look for a fitting. Phew, and that's everything. The contents of her saddlebag all been organized when a satisfied nod from the mare was followed by the expected lighting up of her horn. And of course we now need the unicorn magic sound effect again. Followed by the expected lighting up of her horn, as she levitated each and every object back to its appropriate. Spike watched. Oh, how big was he? Oh, towards the mountain they'd all just come down from. He was really big, Spike. Imagine the town hall, only twice as tall, at least. Spike gulped. Gee, sounds terrifying. Then he pondered that, looking down to his comparatively tiny body. Think I'll get that big one day? Over in time I had, but before either of them were kept from doing so by the sound of some pony knocking on their door. sound of some pony knocking on their door. Turning to it, Twilight arched an eyebrow. Huh, who could that be? She trotted over, Spike close behind, after which she smiled when she realized who had come over to visit. Behind and opens her door. After which she smiled when she realized who had come over to visit. Fluttershy, hello! Hello, Twilight. Twilight shook her doll. Please come in. Fluttershy gave a quick bow of her head. Twilight, after closing, do you mind getting some tea, Spike? The young dragon gave her a dutiful salute before heading off for the kitchen, leaving the two mares alone. Well, quite an adventure we had, eh? Twilight remarked. Fluttershy giggled. Good sleep? Twilight waved her off. Oh, I'm sure he's fine. You know what's really mean right now? I haven't eaten yet. Apparently my neighbors are cooking, and it's the way they always cook. The entire house stops to smell as they're cooking. It's really mean right now. Oh, I'm sure he's fine. Dragon turned together. Setting it on the table, he offered cups to the two mares, who graciously accepted them. Before all three of them, but after a while, what that? I was wondering about something. Something you mentioned before we left for the mountain. Twilight raised an eyebrow. Oh? Friend. Well, I was... Well, I was... Oh? What? Fluttershy. What was that? Twilight giggled. That's what you're curious about? Fluttershy. So what? Thinking. I can certainly curse when she... What? Fluttershy had been utterly paralyzed by the mere mention of such a name, yet she still... Pit of Horrors? Twilight nodded. That's right. You haven't heard of it? When she saw Fluttershy. Well, it's basically a big hole that used to be owned by a stallion from way back when. Mr. Horror? He was... Mr. Horror? He was trying to make a mine at the time. Instantly, Fluttershy relaxed. Twilight giggled. No, certainly not. The two shared a laugh together, continuing their tea for a time before Twilight continued. Well, not unless you count the decades-old curse that's on it. Oh god, here I have to basically switch music over and over again. Giggle. Well, not unless you count the decades-old curse that's on it. Again, thought that was pretty back a bit. Maybe very old curse out there just like from a... Twilight looked out to her. Oh, you mean... No, Fluttershy. It's... Luckily, I have enough music. Oh, you mean... No, Fluttershy. It's just a really dirty word that was written on a wood sign in that area. You know, a profanity. As before, Fluttershy sighed, feeling relaxed yet again. Goodness, you nearly gave me a heart attack, Twilight. I'd have thought it was much worse. Another laugh from Twilight. Yeah, I can see that, but you really shouldn't get so worked up. Unless you were, say, actively trying to look for the cold killers out there, you've got nothing to worry about. Cue Fluttershy pausing as expected. What? Seriously, Twilight, you gotta work on your phrasing. Poor Fluttershy. Unless you were, say, actively trying to look for the cold killers out there, you've got nothing to worry about. Cue Fluttershy pausing as What? Which really causes a big allergic reaction in ponies? But which really causes a big allergic reaction in killers? You know, the herbs that's said to help... Oh, goodness, I can have no song play completely. It's torture. The cold killers? You know, the... Cartoon bank heist. Poor Fluttershy. At this point, I think Twilight's just trolling her. You know, the herbs that's said to help cure the common cold, but which really causes a big allergic reaction in ponies? A sigh from Fluttershy, and a long one at that. Phew. I swear everything about this place just seems so harmless so far. Twilight looked to her with a smile and a nod. It certainly does. She then brought her cup to her lips, ready to take another sip of her tea, only to suddenly remember what it was she was going to tell her back in the first place. Oh, except for the pony-eating great old one that lives in the area. Sluggish Maggoth, I think it's called. Fluttershy. I'll just leave this song. Remember what it was she was going to tell her back in the first place. Fluttershy, who was about... Twilight? Yes, Fluttershy? I thought you said the Pit of Horrors has no horrors in it? It doesn't. The monster just lives next to it, not in it. Please just tell me about ancient cosmic pony-eating abominations before all the other things next time, okay? Blinking a couple of times, Twilight nonchalantly took her final sip of tea. Okay. Spike, glancing from one mare to the other, smirked a little before gulping down the last of his own drink. Well, this was nice, right? Twilight was so trolling poor Fluttershy. You can tell me what you want. She was so trolling Fluttershy here. Because Flutters is always getting worked up about everything, so Twilight was just trolling her. Yeah, there's nothing you can say to change my mind. All right, where is that? And then we need the picture for this. Now, where is it? I don't even know what kind of melody that's supposed to be. No, that is the audio file we want. It's even called that. And there we go. Hashtag MLP, hashtag MLPFem, hashtag MLPG4, hashtag Brony, hashtag... all these hashtags. Hashtag random, hashtag and of course fan fiction and audio book. And there we go. Tweets is out. Twilight is a troll. You can't change my mind on this. She is such a troll in this one. This is actually funny, considering that the last author from whom we read a story was named, as you can see here. Come on. Troll. Sorry, but I find this funny. Anyhow, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and that we will see each other in the next one. I am Visual Pony, and I'm signing off for now.